happy Monday. Uh, I saw Kels live last night, and it was about DV. And I didn't know that Liv had did a video, because, like I said, I don't be on YouTube like I used to be. I get on there, but I have other things that I be doing, but I don't be on there like I used to be and stuff. So I understand why Liv put that out there, because I wish to God that my niece, excuse that noise out there, you guys, is noisy folks outside. So, but like I said, I understand where Liv was coming from. Yeah, she's low down and she's trifling, but I wish to God that my niece had told somebody. She told somebody, but it was her sister, and her sister kept that secret. Because I'm a DV survivor myself, like I told y'all. I done did a lot of stories, and I done told y'all so much about that. I didn't get into all the details and everything, but like I said, I thank God that I'm still here and everything. But my niece is not still here. They celebrated her birthday yesterday, and so I didn't not yesterday, but they celebrated on Saturday and everything. And her memorial and her anniversary death is coming up too. But what I'm trying to say is, you guys, but I wish to God that my niece had told somebody back then, and they could have told the police. She could have told the police, but she kept her secret and stuff until it was too late and everything. She had left. She finally left. I used to talk to my niece all the time. Me and her was just like sisters. We wouldn't like no auntie and niece. We were just like sisters and stuff. But when I came upon my illness, I had grew apart from my family and her, and I had to get myself together. So me and her kind of pushed away, and in that time, I did not know that she had left him. And I knew she had left him and everything, because he was so used to her taking him back. She'll leave him and she'll lose all that weight just to get him back and everything. But this time, when she left him this time, you guys, she did not take him back. She did not take him back, and he was getting frustrated and everything. And my other niece, her sister, had told me that he used to stalk her. He used to put sugar and stuff in her tank and mess her gas tank up. He came over to her house with a gun and put it in front of her and her daughter face, and it was his daughter face, everything. And my niece used to beg him to put the gun down, get it out of her face and everything. She was scared of him because he used to come up to her job and everything. And then one day, I guess it snapped into his head that if he can't have her, nobody will. So they said that he had put on Facebook, he was talking about God and all this other stuff. I wasn't in his friends or nothing on Facebook, but they said he was talking so crazy and off the wall that day. No, did nobody understand what was he was talking about, but she was scared. She knew that he was going to do something to her, so she told her sister, if anything happened to me, take care of my children. And I told my niece, when she said that, or when he did all this other stuff to her, you should have called the police and stuff, and pressured her to call the police. But she was scared, you guys. So I understand some things that Jazz do. I was scared. I was naive in every doggone thing. They didn't, neither one of them, because we were just like the 3 Musketeers. We used to keep all each other's secrets. But stuff like that, you got to tell somebody. You got to tell somebody, and they got to tell the police. They got to scream it out and tell somebody else, so they can get that person some help and stuff. Because if I knew what my niece told me, I would have pushed my problems aside and been there for the girl. But I was dealing with something that I didn't know what the heck I was going through. So I had to take time out from the world to get myself back together. But when I finally got myself back together, it was too late and stuff and everything. So he, I guess, planned this out. He knew what time she had to go to work, so he wanted to get rid of her and her sister. He wanted to get rid of both of them on that day. So the day before, he spent time with his children and everything. He spent time with all his kids because he had a lot of children. He had a lot of kids and stuff. He had kids before they got married, and then he cheated on her, and he had a child with her, and then he cheated on her and had, I think, 2 more other kids with somebody else. So he spent time that day with his children, and then he took her out to lunch. I don't know why she went out to lunch with him, but she did. And he spent that last day with her, and he took a picture, a selfie. He made her take a selfie. You can tell in her eyes she was in fear and stuff when they took that picture together. You could see in her eyes that she was scared. And my niece, she didn't go to work that day. She took off because they worked at the same place, and they be taking turns using each other's cars and stuff. So that day, my niece didn't go to work. She just went to work by herself. And when she went to work, he was already there at her job, parked, waiting on her to come. So when she parked that car, he turned his ignition on and just ramshacked his car into hers because she parked in a corner and stuff. And he just ramshacked his car into hers to try to block her in. So they said she crawled out the other side to get out the car. Because her side, she had to crawl out the passenger side to get out the car and stuff. And she must have failed or something. No, she worked at Kroger's. And she was trying to make it to Kroger's. She tried to make it inside the doors. But she didn't make it in time enough. She failed. And he stood over her, and they said he shot her. He shot her, I think, 5 or 4 times in her chest and made sure she was dead. That psycho fool took my niece's life, my sister, my best friend. She was one of my best friends and stuff. Because, like I said, I didn't treat her like no niece. Because me and her, we grew up together. And we've been thick and thieves ever since then. And I miss her so much and everything because she was so goofy and she was so full of life. When I was down, she used to cheer me up. And we used to act so silly. And we used to go out. We used to go out to eat, drink, to the clubs. We used to do everything together. So she left behind 3 girls. They all grown now. 2 of them got kids. The baby girl, his daughter, she had 2 kids she had 2 children by 2 other guys, and she had 1 child by him. And that girl, she's doing their daughter is doing much better now because she lost 2 parents that day. She didn't lose just 1, she lost 2 because he begged the police to kill him and stuff, but they wouldn't. So he shot himself in the head, and he died at the hospital on the operating table. And because he knew that somebody was going to get him for doing that cruel, evil thing to my niece. And you guys, so I understand why Liv did that. I understand because sometimes you can hold in those dark, deep secrets, and they can mess a person up, and you'll wish God, because my niece, she couldn't work at Kroger's no more. She had to leave that job because it tore her up because she kind of blamed herself for not telling no one. She blamed herself for not telling anybody about about what was going on between her and her husband and stuff, because they never did get divorced. They were just separated. And you know that saying, if I can't have you, nobody will. And that's what he said. If he couldn't have her, nobody else was going to have her, because she had moved on. She was going to get a divorce, and she had found somebody else and everything that worked at Kroger's too. But she didn't get a chance to get another divorce because he killed her and everything. But like I said, I understand what Liv was talking about. Yeah, Liv is a low-down, trifling dog. You cannot tell your deepest, darkest secrets to, because when you break up with her, when you and her are not friends anymore, she gonna split her. She gonna tell all of your stuff on YouTube, and Jazz will too. Jazz is the same way. They gonna tell what you told them. So you cannot trust Liv and you cannot trust Jazz. But this time, I don't blame Liv, because what she said that she heard some stuff going on Saturday night with them. I believe it. Because all the times that Jazz talking about her allergies, it's not her allergies. He did something to make her cry, because she is real sensitive, just like I am. Anything can make you cry. And I know I used to hide the bruises. I used to hide the marks. I used to lie to my mama. And last time my ex-children father had did something real crucial to me, I had to go to my mama's house. I don't think y'all can see it, but it's a gash right there on my lip. He hit me so hard. My ex hit me so hard. Not my last ex, but my children sperm donor. He hit me so hard, it knocked me unconscious. And I had a big old gash open right there in my lip. And he apologized and everything. The favorite words, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I didn't know what I was doing. You pissed me off. It was your fault. If you don't do that, if you didn't do that, I wouldn't be upset. Oh, so upset I wouldn't have hit you. They blamed it on you. It was your fault. They blamed it on you. And make you think that it was your fault. They didn't do nothing wrong. It was your fault that you got hit. But it's not your fault. It's their fault. I didn't know it back then, but I know it now. It was their fault. And out of this, she gonna have some PTSD, because I stayed having PTSD. I stayed having it. It took me a while, but it came back to me. The rape came back to me. The abuse came back to me. And I used to have trauma. I used to have, they call it night terrors. I used to have those. Waking up in cold sweats. Can't sleep sometimes, because I used to be scared to sleep, because those dreams gonna attack me in my sleep. But I done finally, it took me a while, but I done finally got over all of that. I still have flashbacks every now and then, but I'm a survivor and I can talk about it. It still hurts and stuff, because you can still see it. I can write a book about it, step by step by step by step. Because my ex, my sperm donor, I thought my last day was coming back then, but he just scared me with an empty gun and stuff. There were no bullets in there. But I thank God there were no bullets, because I would have left my children behind. But I finally said enough was enough. I was tired of 8 years of abuse. I was tired of it, and I wanted him out of my life. And he did the same thing like my niece and her husband. He thought I was going to take him back by, because he used to do a little sweet talking. He said, I'm going to move on. I'm going to find somebody else. And I'll take him back, because I didn't want nobody else to have him, because I thought I was in love. Just like that girl thought she was in love. My niece thought she was in love. But we finally opened our eyes up. But I'm still here, but she's gone. And I pray to God that Jazz wake up one day and say enough is enough. She tired of hiding. She tired of her children seeing that abuse, because it trends. that stuff real trend to your child and stuff, because it trended in my family. My mom was abused by her husband. My sister was, my older sister was abused by her husband and stuff. Then I was abused. My other sisters, I don't know about them, but I guess not. But it do trend through your kids and through your family, through your family and stuff. So I hope it don't trend from Jazz to one of her girls or to one of them boys and stuff. But that's all I wanted to talk about today, you guys, was I understand what Liv was coming from. Yes, she is wrong about some things, but that right there, she need to get it out, because, like I said, like folks said, Mama Duke's not lying, Chrissy wasn't lying, and Liv is not lying. They all see it, but only person that can get out of that is Jazz. She the only one can get out of it. Her family can have her back. I don't know why, but it's hard. It's not that easy, you guys. It's hard to get away from DV, especially if that man. If you don't know if that man, that psycho, you don't know what's gonna go on and take that man off of his head. Because my niece thought she was free. She was finally free from him, but something just ticked off in his head, made him snap, and made him kill her. So you'll never know what's going to tick off that man in his head. So I'm going to leave y'all with this thought. You can make comments and everything, and if you want to talk about it, you can email me if you don't want nobody to know what's going on with your life. But thank you for your comments. Thank you for the new subscribers and my old subscribers for following me and commenting on my stuff. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.